It's almost Halloween, and I have a personality in which my authority grows with every fallen leaf. With every cobweb stretched over front porches, I carve pumpkins and jump out of bushes and scare people when it's legally acceptable. My truth and a lie is that I'm a competitive crocheter, and that I'm a part-time necromancer, soon to be professional once the website finishes the transactions on my mom's credit card. Which one's true? You tell me. I'm Spooky Toon, and welcome to my Dead Talk. What would you say if I told you, yes, you, that I've learned to condition myself to fall down Halloween Town's tree door in beautiful October bliss whenever I taste, hear, or smell something particular I'm going to explain to you in the next 5 minutes and 40 seconds of this video? I'd bet you tell me to go away. I'd bet you tell me I smell too much like apples and fog juice and it's making you uncomfortable. But oh yeah, you can't tell me, because I'm the one recording this in this stuffy closet for the 5th time because I'm too self-conscious about my voice. Not you, so I say phooey to what you say. Phooey. Before I open the door to this conversation, I think I should introduce myself. Spooky Toon! But the spooky in Spooky Toon is spelled S-P-O-O-K-E-Y because it's appealing and an artistic statement, and because Spooky Toon was a name last used in 2012 and Twitter keeps blocking my calls. I specialize in Halloween, and that's it. I don't know about you, but I sure am wondering how's a year-round Halloween channel gonna pay bills during the less fortunate seasons. Pumpkin people gotta pay taxes too. Well, there's 1,000 things to talk about, such as ravens, crows, scarecrows, I want a theremin, someone please buy me one, pumpkins, darkness, the darkness inside of me. Why my therapist thinks I should blame it on the Hashlingy Slasher episode, not slasher horror movies, please stop asking me that. That one time Candy Corn tried to control time. Which Halloween show is my favorite and why I'd fist fight anyone if they don't agree it's over the garden wall. Ghosts, and lastly, Edgar Allan Poe. Go ahead, try factory resetting me, pal. Halloween, it ain't going nowhere. That thing is sticky stuck. There is absolutely nothing inside my head besides that. Go ahead, look. I was actually going to make my first video about ravens, but then I was like, Spooky, the world is asking who you are right now, and I believe it's time to break out the holographic info cards and tell them. So this video is going to be a little bit more personal and poorly made. I'll just go now. But that raven video would have been something else, because I would have started it with me going into a pet store saying, 1 raven please, for the last time. We don't sell ravens, that's not legal. You peasant pet warden, I'll get my own. The ravens are wild animals. You can't just please stop stealing them. No. Yes, that video would have been a good idea. And yes, I'll make it sometime in the future. And yes, I only have a few more months before my criminal record is cleared and I can go outside again. Anyway, my funny little way of saying hello will be in my explanation of obscure things that give me the spooky shivers, such as orange street lamps. I love these things right here. They put Tim Burton in charge of making these things, and he did a fantastic job doing it. Walking under their light on Halloween night endows me in my battle-grade anime costume with enough energy to keep hunting for candy when people are slamming doors in my face, telling me I'm old enough to be paying taxes and it's the middle of January. Pair this with that blue color of the sky I googled and found out is called blue hour, and my euphoric Halloween spider senses start tingling. Not really related to Halloween, but speaking of feelings of ascension, I sometimes watch the beginning of Harry Potter movies because I get goosebumps at the song that plays before the title. You know which one I'm talking about? The logo's coming towards you, but it's not the actual logo because I don't understand copyright. And then the next thing you know, you're levitating like, and then before you know it, you're a kid in Scotland with an accent and under no adult supervision whatsoever. And speaking of Goosebumps, Goosebumps. A 90s kids show with the budget of the earnings of a cul-de-sac garage sale that I die for. Are you gonna hear me talk about the show later? Oh boy. Besides the funky music that I'll learn to play on my new theremin, the single quality from the show that cleans my messy room and clears my acne is what I've come to know as the Goosebumps dog bark. The The sound of this distant doggy always sends me to my happy place in the middle of a haunted house, chatting with the headless horseman while Dracula is massaging my feet. And if this sounds good to you, then here's how you can train yourself for a Halloween emotional reaction. Refrain from eating certain foods or smelling certain smells, and then overload your senses with them during October. So now every time you smell gunpowder, your mind will attach it to that time you made a haunted house in your garage and had a group of trick-or-treaters set off a bomb you accidentally placed that made you lose hearing for the night. No? Just me? Okay. Think of it like this. You know how when you go to your grandma's house and she's like, "Where's my hug?" And then you hug her and smell nothing but cinnamon and talcum powder? And then you catch a whiff of cinnamon in Best Buy and you start looking around the place like, "Nana? Nana?" Well, I've exploited this effect, but instead of cinnamon, it's caramel apple pops, and instead of my grandma, it's the graveyard ghost from I Spy Spooky Mansion. M&Ms are one of my special Halloween snacks. The only way you're eating them is if you're picking them out of trail mix or if you're finding them in the bottom of your trick-or-treat bag. I guess I avoided these things because it was only recently that I discovered the influence they had on my subconscious. My friend held one out to me and he was like, "You want one?" Alright. So now I just eat them while watching Vampirina. That's it, no exceptions. This isn't much of an introduction, but these 3 things basically summarize my personality up to a T. Go ahead and subscribe to me if you want a small slice of Halloween cake throughout the year. It's got M&Ms in it. No, I gotta go now. Be safe trick-or-treating out there, kids.